United States Air Force F-15E Strike Eagle has been confirmed shot down over Iran, marking a major escalation in the conflict. We're currently tracking the search and rescue efforts for the downed aircrew as tensions reach a breaking point. Information has come out that special forces have retrieved the pilot, and now they are looking for the weapons officer that ejected, hopefully ejected safely, is on the ground. And apparently, rumors have it that he's actually been in contact with the United States forces. We're going to get right into this. I'm going to show you exactly where this took place. We're going to talk about how they might get this downed backseater, this downed pilot back. And we're going to talk about the importance of what the next steps are. The President of the United States has canceled.
Most recently, the latest thing we have is that President Trump just said he's not ready to announce what the United States is going to do if it turns out that Iran harms this missing U.S. crew member. That is according to an interview he just gave with The Independent.
A U.S. Marine posted outside the West Wing for most of the day Friday, because inside, the president's national security team has been regularly briefing him about the F-15E crew rescue mission. After the F-15E shootdown became public, the president's first comment on Truth Social was, "Keep the oil, anyone?"
His engagements for the evening and throughout the weekend, and also has convened the National Security Council. If I was anyone that was a betting man, I suspect a major escalation over the next 6, 8, 24 hours, 48 hours going into Easter weekend. So that's one thing that we've really got to think about here. This is an image showing exactly where this pilot could potentially be, where the crash site is. You can see the town here of Yasuj. You can see the mountain range to the right. This is a very, very dense mountainous terrain. I'll pull it up on another map here that I've got that is a little better. It's going to lay the lay of the land out for you. So you can see here marked on the map, this is Yasuj right here. And this is the mountain range where this pilot could potentially be and where this crash site is. Very dense, very mountainous, not a whole lot of anything there. The big target, in my opinion, is much further north near Isfahan. That is where the Natanz nuclear facility was or is, and that is where the potential uranium, the 440 kilograms of uranium, hopefully are buried under some rubble. Now, you can see here just south of Yasuj, not very far, is Shiraz. That's a very densely populated area there. And if you zoom in really close on Yasuj, this is a very populated area as well. There's a lot of houses, a lot of businesses. It's a city. It is a functioning city. Now, this mountain range is where the pilot could potentially be. Hopefully he's safe. Hopefully we can get some rescue efforts in there and retrieve this pilot as soon as possible. I mentioned just a second ago that the president has canceled all speaking engagements for this evening, has convened the National Security Council.
President Trump has been briefed on the situation. We're just learning the national security team is gathered at the White House. There we'll find Fox News senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy with more. Peter?
And Will, I was just told by a senior White House official that President Trump has been in either the Oval Office or the Oval Office dining room all day getting updates about this search from the national security team, who remain here in the West Wing, even though a lot of professional Washington has cleared out of town.
You can see here, just this image there at the bottom, part of this wreckage from this rear tailpiece here. That's what's been confirmed. Also with the ejection seat that you can see here. So the pieces are there. This is the ACES-2 ejection seat from the F-15, reportedly found in southern Iran. The crew status at the time of this was 7 a.m. Eastern time. We had no other information. You can see the shadowy figure taking the photo, and they are going to be offering a ransom for this. So the president has canceled speaking engagements. He has gotten his Security Council convened, and now we're going to understand a little bit more as more information is being slowly leaked out.
Colonel Gagne, what does this mean for U.S. jet strikes and other aerial missions moving forward?
That the skies are not as safe as they perhaps presumed. My guess is that this was daytime. My guess is that that the Iranians used what's called infrared. So they used detection that's passive, that used heat differences. The president did say that their radars rolled down, and so he probably can claim that legitimately. But the fact that there are still anti-aircraft kinds of capabilities that are based on heat temperature differences that can identify aircraft and still target aircraft is probably what got this F-15.
So you heard Trace Gallagher there just trying to ask the most obvious question. Is it safer for the pilot to evade from being captured at night? I mean, come on, man. Are you joking? Is this how far the news has come? Is this where we're at? This is from the Military Times. U.S. forces rescue downed F-15 crew member. That's the pilot. So there's information confirming that through official military channels. We have more, what I would say, punditry, but this is from an actual Medal of Honor winner.
And coming in from our colleague Mike Tobin, who is telling us that he is learning that Israel is assisting with intelligence in the search for this second pilot. Do you have anything to add to that?
Well, I think it's important to understand that, of course, Israel and the U.S. would be sharing any intelligence on any sort of situation like this where a U.S. warplane is shot down or brought down.
The F-15 Strike Eagle, as she said there, very capable in air-to-air combat. Air-to-ground delivery is the big one. These F-15s do not fly solo. I've got a friend here locally. He was a weapons officer for a number of years on an F-15 Strike Eagle. He said they always run in pairs. And that was how that they found this first pilot so quickly, is because there was basically one that was an overwatch or one that was on standby on the wing directing search and rescue, maybe even providing some air cover for that pilot and hopefully for that co-pilot or that weapons officer. Now, there's certain news agencies that we always look at and scratch our heads. And one of them is CNN. And the clip that I'm going to show you here should really make you scratch your head.
Fire. Now, again, we are waiting to hear what the White House will ultimately say on this, and similarly with the military. But it is, a huge blow for this Trump administration, in particular at a time when you've heard the president try to project confidence about completely diminishing Iran's military capabilities. And so we'll keep you posted as we learn more on this, Wolf and Pam.
Because they are more concerned with the possibility of Donald Trump suffering a huge blow to his administration than they are with the actual rescue or the recovery of an American pilot. And that in itself tells me a lot about the news media. It tells me about a lot about the left. It tells me a lot about who the news media care about. And they would rather see something bad happen to an American pilot than the president of the United States having a successful mission. This is going to escalate things very rapidly in the Middle East, with the president canceling engagement, with the president convening the National Security Council. If I lived in or around Tehran or any Iranian military facilities, I would leave immediately. I don't believe that president is going to pull any punches. I don't believe any moves, any maneuvers are going to be off of the table. We would love to be able to say that 2 Americans are home tonight. I would love to be able to say that out loud because it deserves to be said. But those 2 pilots, the one that could be still on the ground there, we don't know right now. We may not know. Godspeed. And I believe the president of the United States will go through hell to get this pilot back. He will deploy special forces, ground troops, other aircraft. I guarantee you there are drones above, Reaper drones above where this pilot is if they have located him. This is going to be the number one priority for the United States military. They will not leave someone behind like this, because if Iran were to capture this pilot, this could very well be a game changer for the whole operation. And I don't believe they're going to allow this to happen. I don't know how many of you served in the military. The old saying, never leave a man behind. This could be a woman. This could be a female pilot in the hands of the Iranian regime. And you know exactly what happens to women in Iran. Could this be the tipping point? Could this be the gloves off? Just we see what kind of military force, might, and power that President Trump is ready to unleash, with him canceling all engagements and convening the Security Council over Easter weekend, while a lot of our lame Congress men and women and senators are at home, not doing a damn thing for America. The president of the United States is going to do everything in his power to get this pilot back and to ensure that this pilot is safe. Not only that, you can guarantee you that this changed the whole dynamic of Operation Epic Fury. There's no telling what happens next or what move the president makes next. He's not going to give up his cards. There's a lot of people that are going to be upset because boots on the ground to get this pilot. People will actually be upset by that. Now, I want to ask you a question. Do you think we already had boots on the ground to know some of this intelligence? That's kind of where I'm at right now. I've not wanted to say that, but I've known in the back of my mind, I've known that's true. I'd love to get your opinion on this, your opinion on the rescue efforts. And as always, if you have any information that is breaking, send it to me. Tag me in the comments down below. We need to keep ahead of this. This is the Ben Dykes Show. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Godspeed to that pilot.